What is up, guys? Eric here with Team Eccentric, and I'm actually going to be taking a look at the ban list and doing my reaction to it. So, yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so I have my computer here, I'm looking at the ban list, so we're running down, and so for the forbidden cards, we have Summon Sorceress. Oh wow, Summon Sorceress got hit. That's actually, I think, a preemptive hit. You can't have Summon Sorceress in the same format as a Needle Fiber, and I don't know, this could be a sign that Needle Fiber might be coming out sooner than later, so keep your guys' eyes open for that. Summon Sorceress, you know, it's been used in a lot of combo decks, decks like like Danger Thunder Dragon, Orcust, all the combo decks that just want to just throw cards onto the board and just try and link summon and build the biggest boards possible. And that's what Summon Sorceress was mainly for. This card being hit, I see why it's hit. As much as I hate it, I do think that it gives a lot of the lesser combo decks, I guess you would say, a little bit more accessibility into their combo pieces, but I mean, some Sorceress getting hit is necessary. It is kind of a good thing. So we're moving on down, and Dark Matter got hit. Okay, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, that card needed to go, honestly. I think that card needed to go a long time ago. Just being able to send, because a lot of Dragon cards are based around like a graveyard-centric strategy, so you know, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon sends 3 dragons from your deck for cost to banish three monsters from your opponent's deck. The thing is it sends the dragons for cost, so even if you Veiler it, it doesn't matter. And the thing is, you can send Arc Brave and a Morphage Goliath. You can do the Gandora combo, the Gandora FTK. This card honestly should have been hit a long time ago. I mean, even back when it first came out, I remember, you know, it was around Necros format, and people were doing Galaxy Eyes Dragon Rulers, like Dark Matter Dragon Rulers, which was kind of ridiculous. So, but definitely a good hit in my opinion. So we're moving on down. So finally, the Rank Up Magic launch. This card needed to go. There was, like, a lot of people were arguing that, oh, well, you need to hit Azathoth, but then we also have Kali Yuga, so that doesn't really, you know, I mean, you'd have to hit more than one card just for one strategy. Why not deal with the inherent root of the problem, which is the Rank Up Magic launch, which they, as you look on the list, they did. Thankfully, this card was honestly kind of ridiculous. The only way to out it was to clear off the Xyz monster with no materials that they were going to use anyway before they even got the chance to use it, or in the standby phase or draw phase, depending on if you had the card in your hand. You know, you Twin Twister it the moment you get the chance before their main phase, because the moment they go into their main phase, or the moment they go into the main phase, that's when they can use it. Obviously, you know, it is a quick play spell, so it's one of those things that you just have to clear immediately. But thankfully, they finally banned it, so we don't have to deal with Azathoth or Kali Yuga nonsense anymore. So moving on. Limited Lady Debug. This, to me, I see kind of why they did this. You know, Stratos-like effects in the game can really cause a lot of problems. Granted, I feel like it wasn't really all that strong, personally. I mean, yes, Lady Debug getting a search for the you know, whatever Salamander monster you want, whether it be, you know, depending on your, you know, what your hand is comprised of, you know, whether it's Spinny or Gazelle. I feel like the card is really strong. You know, not only that, it's an immediate you know, it's an immediate link up into Banlist, which any Salamander monster is, but this also gets the extender where you summon Lady Debug, link it into Banlist, Banlist searches the field spell, activate the field spell, link Banlist, well, off of the Lady Debug, you search the Gazelle, and then you link the Banlist into another Banlist using the field spell, and then you chain the Gazelle, special summon the Gazelle, and then start doing all your combos from there. So I feel like, I mean, I see why they did it. I just feel like it wasn't really that. I mean, it was okay. I mean, the card, I think the card could have stayed at 3, but that's my personal opinion. Konami knows what they're doing better than I would. So now we have Phantom Sky Blaster. That's actually kind of a detrimental hit to token generation in Saryuja-based strategies, like, for example, Danger Thunder Dragon, which I posted a deck profile of yesterday. Go figure, the moment I post a profile, that's when they hit the deck. Venom Sky Blaster definitely needed to go. Honestly, it should have gone a long time ago. I don't know why they didn't hit this on the first Banlist post Link era. I think they definitely should have. I mean, we all know that token generation is kind of ridiculous, especially with cards like this that are literally an aggressive scapegoat. That's what it is. It's an aggressive version of scapegoat. All you need is one other monster on the field, your normal summon Sky Blaster, and as long as you have a Link Spider in your extra deck, you can literally go right into Saryuja. So that's the thing. And then after that, Sky Striker Ace Kagari, that got limited as well. Sky Strikers honestly have been around for over a year now, and I think this was a fair hit. I think, honestly, I think this was really the only hit they really needed, to be honest, at least for now. I mean, I know that Konami's still trying to keep Sky Striker in the game. They're trying to keep the deck alive. I mean, the deck is still really strong. It's still, in my opinion, the strongest control-based strategy in the game, obviously. So, that being noted, it's one of those things where the deck is way too fair to really, like, annihilate it. So, I would say that that's kind of a fair hit. I mean, it doesn't allow Sky Strikers to recur as much, so that's the thing. We're going to continue on down. So now we only have one card on the semi-limited list, and that's Super Polymerization. This, I think, is kind of questionable. It's one of those things where it's good. To me, it has Kaiju Syndrome, where if your opponent sets up a board, you can literally just drop Super Poly and say, fuck your whole board, I don't care. But at the same time, it is a very good card that is kind of a neg 1 because you are discarding a card as well as sending cards from the field to the grid. It's one of those cards that it has both its pros and cons. So it's kind of dependent on the deck that it's in. But I don't know. I mean, I feel I'm kind of half and half on Super Poly being semi-limited. I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to 3 soon. And now, last but not least, no longer on the list, Miscellaneousaurus. Okay, Miscellaneousaurus. I see. I mean, dinosaurs really haven't been doing too much lately. I mean, I think there was one or two decks that I saw online that topped regionals here and there. I feel like Miscellaneousaurus is definitely one of their key extenders, and one of the best dinosaur-based cards ever printed. I mean, you literally banish it. It banishes itself, and it's a free dinosaur. It's a free level 1 dinosaur on the board, or depending upon whatever resources you have in grave, it can keep extending. It's one of those cards also that you discard and then protect dinosaurs for that main phase. I feel like the card isn't necessarily fair per se, but I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! In general is not fair. So, but given the amount of unfair things that we have in the game, I feel like Miscellaneousaurus really isn't all that bad coming off the ban list. Honestly, I think this ban list addressed a few problems preemptively more than anything. Like, for example, that Gandora FTK, as well as getting Dark Matter and Summon Sorceress out of the game. I feel like those were justified. I feel like basically most of these hits are justified. I mean, everything on this list seems to be perfectly fair to me. I mean, I gotta switch up a lot of my decks, especially Danger Thunder Dragon. That's no longer gonna be, the whole, try and get out a monster and then Phantom Sky Blaster, Saryuja, and start turboing through my deck anymore. That's for sure. But either way, I also have to get Summon Sorceress out of all my decks. But nonetheless, I think this ban list actually did what it was supposed to do. I mean, Konami obviously, communicated with us earlier on and said that this ban list wasn't going to be too extreme. It wasn't going to be too heavy on the hits. It was just going to basically mitigate some of the concerns and some of the problems, whether they be preemptive or not, that are currently in the game. And I feel like that's kind of fair. I mean, every hit on this list, for the most part, I pretty much agree with. The only one that I'm semi-questioning is Super Poly, and even then, it's still kind of one of those cards that, like I said, it's a neg 1. You are discarding a card to activate a card from your hand, so it's kind of one of those things. I'm not too sure. We'd have to see how Super Poly plays out in the metagame. But nonetheless, guys, I really appreciate any views you guys give us. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm sorry this is a quick video for today. I just wanted to get that, react to the ban list and see kind of what everybody else's thoughts are on it. you know, I mean, now you got to get all the summon sorks out of your extra decks and everything like that, which, you know, I mean, I have quite a bit of summon sorks, so that's a thing. But, alright guys, Team Eccentric out. Rate and subscribe, leave your comments and ideas in the comments section below, and don't hesitate to give us respectful suggestions on content you want to see. Eric on behalf of the team saying take care, and Team Eccentric out.